Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from Barcelona at SmartCon 2023 by Chainlink. Joining me for this segment, we have Adilah Hussein. She is the Web3 Lead at Vodafone Digital Asset Broker to discuss the next potential big trends that we could see in Web3. It is great to have you with us, Adilah. Welcome to TradeTalks.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you very much. Very happy to be here.
Tell us about Vodafone Digital Asset Broker.
So Vodafone Digital Asset Broker is a platform which we call the economy of things. And the idea is to allow devices to be able to autonomously transact with each other. So a device can now also buy and sell and act as an economy agent, right? And play like a smarter role in our very interconnected lives. So that's the core nutshell of what Digital Asset Broker is. And what we are here together with Chainlink is also because we have now joined the Chainlink network as a node operator. And we're running oracles as well, right? So the idea is that we can also help devices bring data from wherever they are, from the internet into blockchain networks as well that can run smart contracts and things like this. So that's the vision.
And you just announced proof of concept with Chainlink Labs, Innovate and Sumitomo.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So Sumitomo is actually our partner. We have a joint venture with Sumitomo on Digital Asset Broker, and we were discussing with Sumitomo about use cases where we can collaborate. And Sumitomo, as you may know, is like for hundreds of years have been running trading companies, right? They trade globally, and one of their challenges that they told us is that global trade is a very fragmented landscape, right? You have many organizations, devices, but they're not interconnected. And there are many, many different applications, right? So how can all these applications talk to each other in a more efficient way without having to just use one single platform, right? So similar to kind of like what's happening in Web3, there's so many blockchain networks. Instead of having one single network, can we interoperate the networks? Right. So it's a similar concept. So what we're doing in this proof of concept is looking at interoperability. We're not trying to connect at the application layer, we're going deeper, right? And it's the idea of like using Chainlink's cross-chain interoperability protocol, CCIP, to allow all of these different platforms that they can connect and exchange data securely with each other, right? So that's what we're looking for. And today at the demo today, what we showed was a very simple trading case. There's a buyer and seller, they want to buy some equipment, and they exchange a trade document called the electronic bill of lading, right? So this document actually passes across 5 different organizations, and they're all on different blockchain networks, right? And what we show is that it's actually using CCIP, a more, like an easier way to achieve interoperability between different parties. So that was the demo today. And the goal is that we can now move on from this demo and bring more industry players in, platforms in that we can collaborate with and do like a proper MVP, right?
So it's more efficient, cost effective, saves time, things don't get lost in translation. What is your team seeing as the next big potential trend in Web3?
So I think the biggest trend that we see is enterprise adoption. And the reason I'm saying that is because there are now regulations coming in, especially in Europe and all across the world, about handling cryptocurrencies, tokens, regulating the space better. And we are already seeing other businesses and enterprises interested to get into Web3, to use Web3 as a technology, right? Because things are a lot clearer of what they can and cannot do. So all of these enterprises, they want a reputable player provide infrastructure for them, right? So the trend I'm seeing is like in a few years, there will be many companies that want to get on board Web3, and companies like Vodafone that provide connectivity, right, can serve this need, right? Because then we can provide them connectivity securely into Web3. We can provide their devices connectivity as well into Web3, right? And I think that's one of the big trends that I'm seeing from an enterprise perspective.
Any big takeaways from SmartCon?
I met incredible people here, incredible businesses here. And it's really great, like what they are achieving as well in different parts of the industry. But I think the biggest, most exciting thing is really CCIP, this cross-chain interoperability protocol. I think if we can use CCIP to connect public and private chains, even between private chains. It will really help solve a lot of connectivity problems.
Right.
So that's my main takeaway. Like, I think there is a lot of potential in CCIP, and we're only starting to see now, like, it being used, right? So I'm very excited about it.
All right, Adi, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for joining me at SmartCon. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.